Good morning, ma'am. May I know which editorials are worth going through in today's newspaper?
Yes, absolutely. There's a very important editorial in the Hindu newspaper today, which is about the exposed conflict worldwide. So come, let's have a look. So the editorial is 1 in 6 people exposed to conflict worldwide in 2025. ACLED's latest report indicates that civilians do not just face more violence, but more state violence this year. So according to the Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project, LCLED, around 831 million people, which is like almost 10% of the world's population, are living in areas affected by conflict in 2025, and meaning 1 in 6 people globally is exposed to conflict related violence. Now the key trends highlight that the state-led violence against civilians has increased sharply since 2020. Okay, and governments are involved in 74% of violent events in 2025, making the highest level of 5 years. While non-state actors still account for majority of civilian fatalities, the share of state actors in civilian harm is rising, and Israel and Russia together account for more than 90% of state-led violence incidents targeting civilians, mainly due to Gaza and Ukraine conflicts. Now, Europe recorded the sharpest rise in violence driven by the Russia-Ukraine war. Now, West Asia saw a decline in violent events due to ceasefires and reduced intensity in Gaza and Lebanon. But Africa continues to witness high civilian casualties with groups like Rapid Support Forces in Sudan and Islamic State linked actors responsible for large-scale violence. Use of commercial drones by non-state armed groups has surged, indicating the democratization of warfare technology. Now let us talk about this. So, location and event data, AICLED, an estimated 831 million people, or 10% of the world's population, were exposed to conflict this year. This means roughly 1/6 of people globally were exposed to conflict in 2025. And then ACLED has recorded nearly 2 lakh violent events worldwide this year, nearly twice the number of events recorded just in the 4 years ago. And then, while conflicts persisted in West Asia, the end of Syria's civil war and series of ceasefire in Lebanon and Gaza decreased the number of violent events significantly. So you can see in chart 1 they have mentioned all the nitty-gritty here in Europe about the war in West Asia, in Asia Pacific and Latin America and Caribbean and Africa as well. So now let us understand the UPSC relevance of this topic. This article becomes highly relevant for UPSC. For prelims also, ACLED, R2P, doctrine, non-state actors, hybrid warfare, drone warfare. And for mains, it becomes highly important in GS paper 2, state responsibility and human rights, international humanitarian law. GS paper 3, it becomes highly important in internal security, and for essay paper also this becomes highly important. If you want a deeper analysis of this editorial, please go watch our DNA video, and that's it for today. Thank you for watching.